In this lesson, we will talk about z-scores. Madison scored 87 on her last test, and Stephen scored 76. If the class average for the test was 79, and the standard deviation of test scores was 6, how many standard deviations away from the mean did Madison and Stephen score? This question is answered with z-scores. A z-score tells us how many standard deviations above the mean or how many standard deviations below the mean a particular data value falls. The formula for a z-score is you take the data value, you subtract the mean, and you divide by the standard deviation. So let's calculate the z-value for Madison. She scored an 87 on her test. The average for the test was 79 and the standard deviation was 6. Computing this, we get a value of 1.3. This means that Madison's score of 87 was 1.3 standard deviations above the mean of 79. How do we know that her score was above the mean? We know her score was above the mean because the z-score is a positive number. Her score of 87 is greater than the average, which gives her a positive z-score. Now let's calculate the z-score for Stephen. Stephen scored a 76 on the test. The class average was 79 and the standard deviation was 6. This gives Stephen a z-score of negative 0.5. This means that Stephen's score of 76 was 1/2 of a standard deviation below the mean of 79. How do we know it was below the mean? Because we have a negative z-score, and we see that Stephen's score is less than the class average of 79. So the z-score is used when we want to determine how many standard deviations above the mean or below the mean a particular data value falls.